Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. So for today's video, I'm going to be recreating a nail set that I saw on Instagram. This nail set is by Tim's Nail Studio, and I will go ahead and pop the nail set that he created up on screen now so you can see what I will be creating. I saw this on Instagram and I absolutely loved it. I've also tried aquarium nails one time before, and I wanted to do a Halloween aquarium nail set so badly. So I did decide to recreate this one to give me a little bit of a challenge and also just do something a little bit more with the whole like liquid nail like factor going into nails. So I am going to be putting my own twist on this, but I am basing this nail set off of the one that he did. His is absolutely amazing. I'm like so impressed with it, and it is just screaming Halloween. And we are on the countdown to Halloween here. This is one of my last Halloween nail sets of this year, and I kind of just wanted to end it off strong, especially because I did want to try doing a liquid or aqua Halloween nail set. So of course we need a bunch of glitters. So I just pulled out a bunch of different glitters. I didn't end up using all of them, but I just pulled out ones that were Halloween themed and ones that I thought I would use. I also got these little like syringe bottles off of Amazon. Honestly, I didn't end up liking them. They kept leaking and just making a huge mess, especially with the cuticle oil. So I would not recommend those ones specifically. I will be trying to look for different ones that don't leak. But overall, I felt like they still did help a little bit. It would have been better though if they didn't leak. I also have these nail tips that I ordered a while back. I'm pretty sure these are from AliExpress. I could be wrong, but I ordered them so long ago. I think that's where they're from. They are very long. They're like a 5XL. And for this nail set, the original creator did use stiletto nail tips, but I wanted to use coffin nail tips, giving it my own twist. And I also, just like I said, I kind of wanted to do it a little bit of a different way. So I am using these 5XL full cover coffin nail tips. I'm going to be doing like the Gel X full cover liquid aqua nails. And in his video, he does actually have a tutorial up. He did use a full cover nail tip, but also used acrylic. So if you want to do a different method, you could definitely check out his Instagram. I will be linking the tutorial video for his specific nail set down below in the description box. But today I'm going to be doing an aquarium nail set just like I did for my birthday aqua liquid nail set. And I started off by sizing out my nail tips, just picking out my regular size, making sure they fit from sidewall to sidewall. Next step here, to help me identify where my natural nail is, I'm taking a Sharpie and just drawing a line to mark a little bit up from my natural nail. That way when I fill and make the tank part, I know where to put it, where I'm still going to have the room for my natural nail to fit, and that just is super helpful. The next thing I'm doing here is shaping up the nail tip near the free edge with a hand file, and then I'm also filing the underside of the nail tip as well. That way when I go to make the tank part, the gel is going to adhere properly to the nail tips, and I'm just doing this with all of them to etch up these sides. I pulled out my little silicone mat or palette. You can also use like plastic or something that's just like plastic or silicone, something that the gel will easily peel off of or remove from. And then this time around, I'm using a different product here. Basically, whatever you are going to be using to create your tank part on the full cover nail tip, you just want to make sure that it is non-stick. So I'm using this rhinestone glue. It is a really thick gel, but it is also a non-stick gel, which is something that you want. So I just squeeze that out on my palette, and then I'm taking a nail art brush and I am just going to smooth this out as best as I can. And basically this gel is what is going to create the actual tank that is going to hold the liquid and all of the glitters for my nail tips. I found that this is the best method for me. I mean, this is only my second time trying liquid nails. So, I mean, there are a lot of other methods out there, different ways that you can do it. But I just feel like when I tried this for my birthday nail set, I felt like the nail set turned out really good and I was able to make a nice, like, have liquid in it and the glitters and have nice movement. So I just wanted to do the same thing for this nail set. Maybe in the future for trying more aquarium or liquid nails, I will try out some different methods, but I do really love this one. I always was super afraid to try liquid nails just because I thought it was going to be so complicated. But with this method, I feel like I was like worrying for no reason because honestly, yes, it does take a lot of time, but it isn't as complicated as I thought it was going to be. So after I had the gel smoothed out on the palette, I'm just placing down my nail tips, and I placed all four side by side just so I didn't waste any of the gel. And the main thing that you want to focus on is just making sure the nail tips don't touch each other, that you have a little piece of gel in between each. That way you know that all of the nail tip is sealed on both sides of the nail tip. So I just gently placed them down, I held them in place, I did a flash cure to make sure they wouldn't lift up, and then I put them into my larger nail lamp and did a full 30-second cure. And honestly, that's one of my favorite parts right there, is peeling the gel and the nail tips off of the silicone mat and just having them all stuck together with the gel. So I'm now just going to clean these nail tips up. So I'm taking a pair of small scissors. I'm cutting all of the nail tips apart from each other, and then I will also just be cutting off any of the remaining gel, getting as close as I can to the actual nail tip on the free edge and also on the side walls of the nail. To help add a little extra strength to the actual like gel piece on the back of the nail tip, I am taking the Chiaroscuro number 3, which is their builder gel, and I'm just applying a layer of this to the back side of the gel piece for the tank, and then I'm also taking that up on the sides of the nail just so I make sure that I have a good enough seal. Because the builder gel is sticky, I did cure that for 30 seconds in the nail lamp, and then I'm taking the Chiaroscuro non-wipe top coat, applying a layer of that, just covering all of the places where I applied that builder gel. That way it is going to be non-stick again, and I'm not going to have any sticky pieces. I do repeat this to all of the nails and just make sure that I seal all of the areas in and just give the back a little extra strength. After I have the builder gel and the non-wipe top coat applied, basically the tank is finished. Now we do still need to seal one of the ends before we start adding in our oil and our glitters, but before that I am just taking a lint-free wipe and removing the Sharpie mark that I added on the nails because I don't need that anymore. It was just to identify where I needed to stop to have enough room for my natural nails. So I'm just removing that. That way it doesn't get sealed in with any gel product. Once I did remove that from all of the nails, I am now going to be sealing in the top of the tank. You can do either end. You can do the free edge part or the end I'm doing here. Personally, I will give you guys a little tip. I feel it's easier to seal in the top part, but when it comes time to applying the glitters, the free edge opening is smaller. If you seal the free edge area first, then you are going to have a bigger hole to fit in your glitters. But then when it comes time to seal it up in the end, I just feel like that's when it's harder to seal the area that I did first. It all is just a personal preference and you can do whatever works best for you. But I personally feel that leaving the free edge open, it takes a little bit longer adding in the glitters, but it does help when it comes time to fully sealing the nail. So when I was sealing the part that I sealed up, I did flash cure that and then I popped all of the nails into the nail lamp for 30 seconds and the tanks were complete. So now all I have to do is add in my oil and my glitters. When doing this, I add a little bit of oil in the nail first just to make sure I don't have any leaks. And then I go in with a pair of tweezers and just start adding in my glitters. Of course, like I mentioned in the beginning, I pulled out a bunch of glitters that I thought I would want to use, just Halloween themed glitters, and I just opened them all up, set them in front of me, and picked and grabbed whichever ones that I wanted to add into the nail set. Another thing that I have learned is not adding too much glitter into the nail tip, because if you add too much glitter, you're not going to get much movement and you're not going to really be able to see your glitters move. So I started off with adding some bigger glitter pieces like sequins. I did some bats, some circles, stars, like a skull and crossbone. And then I also went in with some other like chunkier and fine glitters. And I kind of just went crazy and wild with this, but still keeping in mind not to go overboard with the glitters. I mean, as much as I wanted to, I didn't want to overfill these tanks and have to redo the entire tank. You can also cover the hole, which is another reason why I like to fill the hole near the nail bed area first, because it makes it easier to cover the hole with your finger and kind of shake the nail or move it around to see if your things are moving or if you need to add more glitter or more oil into the nail tip. Once I do have all of the glitters put in, I will take the oil, kind of add a little bit more, try my best to fit in a couple more glitters if necessary, and then I will take the oil and just fill it up the rest of the way. I did not try to leave a bubble in this specific set of liquid nails. I have been watching some videos on liquid nails, and I know some people like to leave a bubble in, and then some people don't like to leave a bubble in the nail tip using the oil. So this time around, I did try my best to not add a bubble. For some of the nails, or most of them, they all do kind of have like a small bubble, but it isn't nearly as big as a bubble I did for my birthday aquarium nail set. So again, just all a personal preference. I've heard that not putting a bubble kind of helps with the glitter movement, making the glitter move a little bit more instead of the actual liquid moving. And honestly, I did feel like it helped with that because when I did my birthday nail set, I felt like, yes, the glitters did move, but I felt like the liquid moved a lot more. And with this nail set, I felt like the glitters moved a lot better and just flowed through the glitter just a little bit nicer. So it kind of all depends on what look you're really going for. I did speed this footage up. You will see me put the oil into the tank, add in my glitters, and trust me, these took forever. Adding the glitters in takes so long. I cut out so much footage, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this nail set probably took me, well, for a fact, it took me over 4 hours to do just because it was very difficult and not, I don't want to say difficult because yes, it's difficult, but not that you should be scared to try it like I was. Like I mentioned, I was really scared to do liquid or aquarium nails, but once I tried it for the first time, I was just amazed with actually how easy the process was. I feel like something, yes, it does take time. Something I'm always worried about is not sealing the nails up properly and having a leak. And that would just be so devastating once you put the nails on and realize that you didn't catch a leak. And then you have to try to figure out where the leak is coming from and try to seal that up. But I feel like with this method, I haven't ran into any leaks. I have been able to do the tanks, fill it up with a little bit of oil, check to make sure it's not leaking out, and then just go right in with adding my glitters. So I definitely feel if you want to try doing liquid or aquarium nails, you should definitely go for it. I also used very long nail tips in today's video, but that's just because I wanted to create a very spectacular Halloween liquid nail set. But I think I'm going to be doing some more like liquid nails. Of course I'm going to because this is just so much fun to do. And I think I'm going to try to do a shorter length, just something that is a little bit more reasonable for most people to wear. I mean, these long nails were super fun, but when I put them on in the end, they were very heavy, and I was just thinking the entire time I would probably only be able to wear these for a day, if that. I mean, I would need a helper throughout the day to help me do simple tasks just because how long these were and how heavy they were, but they were still very fun to create, and this is a nail set that I will keep forever just because I am so proud of how it turned out, and I just really love just the look of the nails and the dedication and how I kept going, and just overall I love the spooky vibes and just the Halloween look for these nails. So I'm just going to go ahead and let the rest of this play out. I hope it isn't too boring to watch, but I didn't want to cut out a bunch of this footage just because I did sit here and film it all so quickly. I'm just going to explain and then I'll go ahead and let it play out. When it comes time to the next nail tip, I start off by applying some cuticle oil into the nail. I add in my glitters and then I will fill it the rest of the way with cuticle oil. I'll take a lint-free wipe to wipe off any remaining cuticle oil on the free edge of the nail, and then I will seal in with the rhinestone gel. I just squeeze that out on the tip, I flash cure, and then I will put it into my nail lamp and do a full 30-second cure and repeat the process to all other nails. I really hope that you guys are enjoying the video. If you are enjoying and haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. Give the video a like and leave a comment if you're feeling generous. Here are all of the nails after I was finished filling them. I didn't have any leaks. This part here, when it comes to shaping them up a little bit, it always scares me because even though I didn't have any leaks when filling them, I always worry so much that with filing and buffing them, I'm going to cause a leak. So I do this with a very light and delicate hand, but I do take a hand file to shape the nails, and then I also use a buffer to help me shape them and just buff the top surface of all of the nails. Like the original creator did in their video, they made kind of like a window coffin for the nails. So I'm going to be doing that same exact thing using some products from Kiara Sky. I'm using their black gel paint along with their extra long liner and I believe their small square brush. I'm starting off with doing the coffin shape. I draw a line where I want to cover the nail bed area, so basically just where I marked that line with the Sharpie, that's kind of where I add on the line for the coffin, and then I just get the outline, I add a little line on the bottom, I will get the overall outline for the coffin, and then I will just completely fill it in with the black gel paint, leaving the window open so you will able to see the glitters and the movement. And this is basically just going to make the nail set a little bit more than just a regular basic like looking aquarium nail set, which there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I did for my birthday nail set, but I thought drawing a coffin over top of the full cover nail tip was the perfect way to hide and disguise the top part, not actually having any liquid or glitters in that. So I did really love that. But like I said, I just did the outline of the coffin and then I'm filling that in. I will do this on all of the nails. Again, I sped up this process as well. Like I said, this nail set took me well over 4 hours to do. I was sitting here for quite a while, so I didn't want to cut out too much footage, but I also didn't want you guys to sit here and be super bored watching it. So I just did the outline and then I filled it in for each of the nails, and I also cured each of the nails for 60 seconds in the nail lamp just because this black is very pigmented and I didn't want to get any wrinkles. I just wanted to make sure everything was cured fully. After I was finished with the coffin, I am taking this gold nail art pen to do kind of like an outline to emphasize the coffin and just make it a little bit more like advanced instead of having just the black coffin. The original creator did do something like this. They went a little more above and beyond with theirs and it turned out great. I didn't want to completely do the exact same thing, so just on the inside window of where you will see the movement and the glitters, I'm just taking this nail art pen and tracing or kind of outlining the coffin nail shape just to really emphasize it and bring it out that it's supposed to be a coffin. I felt like they were a little hard to tell that they were a coffin shape, but I think overall it still looked really great. Once I had that drawn on, I did just take a cleanup brush to clean up anything that I needed to. I will say that doing this with the pen was actually very difficult, and I wanted to try to get it as neat as possible. So I only show me doing this one nail on camera just because I found it a little easier to do it off camera and up close and personal, just making my lines a little bit straighter. Once I do have the outline on, I will also be taking that same gold art pen and going around the outside of the line and just adding on some dots to kind of just add a little decoration to the sides and overall just making the nail set a bit more fun. This art pen does dry by itself, so I didn't need to do a cure in the nail lamp with this pen. So off camera, like I said, I just repeated the process to all other nails. And then this was my favorite part here, adding on that top coat over the buff surface to see all of the glitter and the liquid inside the nails. I did let the gold pen dry before doing this, and then I just took my non-wipe top coat, applied a layer of this to all nails, and cured for 30 seconds. Adding another extra touch here to these nails to just make them look a little bit more advanced and fun. I am going to be taking the Kiara Sky Jelly Tints, which is their jelly gel polishes, and just to give these a little bit more of like a tinted glass look, I did pick out 5 of these jelly colors, and on the back of all 5 nails, I just went in with a different jelly color, and oh my goodness, I loved this. I thought it looked so fun. I did do that to all of the nails, curing for 30 seconds, and then now I'm going in with a non-wipe top coat just to remove the sticky layer from the gel polishes. I did do this to all of the nails as well, and I did a 30-second cure in the nail lamp. I also did apply these nails off camera. I just applied my peel off base coat and glued these on using some of the Kiara Sky Stick It nail glue. I'm not finished though. I'm adding one more extra thing to these nails. So using the rhinestone glue, I'm just adding on some spooky Halloween charms. So I put the rhinestone glue down on the nail, I place my charm, I do a flash cure, repeat to all other nails, and then I do a full 30-second cure in my nail lamp to make sure everything is fully cured. After the charms were completely cured, I am finally finished with the nail set. I was so happy with these, even though they took me forever. I was so proud of myself, and I absolutely love how these nails turned out. I am finishing off the nail set with the Rose Scent Cuticle Oil from Kiara Sky. I applied that to my cuticles to nourish them, and of course, like I always say, top off the nail set. And here is the finished look of these nails. Like I said, I am super proud of myself. I love these nails so much. They are also very, very, very long. I don't know how I could ever function if I wore these for a full day. It's kind of more of just doing these nails on a fun side, DIYing, having fun with it, doing something different, and just experimenting and just mainly having fun with the nail set. That's how I look at it when I do super long nails, because I do have a hard time functioning in long nails. Even though I love creating long nails, it's just a little unrealistic for me, especially when it comes time to editing videos and typing on a keyboard or doing all of that. It's just so hard, but I do still really love these. I am so happy that I gave it a chance and did these number one, and also in general tried doing aquarium nails. I am very proud and happy on myself. I also love these even though they were challenging. They took me well over 4 hours. I love the finished look. I also love how I went in with the jelly polish on the back of them. I think that gives a really nice look. It kind of makes them all look different instead of just having a clear back. It makes the nail set just a bit more colorful and fun. I really love these. I feel like when it comes to time to show them, I want to keep taking videos and pictures to try to capture the movement. Honestly, it is pretty hard to get the movement captured. I feel like when I do my outside shots here, this is where I can get the best movement just because I can hold my hand up and just have a little bit more space to be able to hold it and hold the camera to get the angles of all of the glitters moving in the nails. Like I said, with these ones, I did try not to leave a bubble. You will see little bubbles in the nails just because it is really hard to not get a bubble. But I feel like without putting in a big bubble, I was able to get more glitter movement instead of more liquid movement, if that makes sense. But I am very proud of these. I know I keep saying that, but I'm just obsessed with these. I'm also very glad that I was able to do a Halloween liquid nail set before October is over. Even though there is only a few more days left in October, this is one of the few very last Halloween nail sets of this year, but I'm very happy with it. I also did go in low lighting and turned on the flash. These look amazing. They are super holographic and reflective, and I just really love the outcome. Make sure you give the video a like and leave a comment if you want to see me attempt more aquarium nails. But as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.